How are businesses affected by these power failures? Let's bring in Iloilo Economic Development Foundation Chairman, Engineer Terence Uygongco. Engineer, thank you so much for joining us. You are currently in Iloilo City. What is the current power status there, together with the other areas such as Antique, Aklan, and Capiz on Panay Island?
Hi, Rico. Good evening. Currently, we are still on a rotational brownout, and so from time to time, power is gone and power is back. So that has been ongoing since Tuesday when the blackout happened.
And currently, what kind of impact is this power outage having on businesses in your areas, industries, and the overall economic activity, Engineer?
Currently, businesses are supposed to go full blast in the resumption of activities because of the long holiday breaks now, but we suddenly have to stop to a halt, and the majority of businesses doesn't have the necessary backup power, especially those that are to be opened at night time. So we will have to contend with what the distribution utilities have to give us for us to be able to go back to business now. Telecommunications, internet in some cases are also down because the UPS of these facilities cannot cope up with the lack of power. So this will render a majority of business incapable of doing its basic communication, as well as the digital and physical banking activity. So we are currently helpless. No?
Helpless indeed. Share with us, Engineer, what are some of the major businesses in the province of Panay, especially Iloilo City, Iloilo, Antique, Aklan, and Capiz?
For Iloilo, this is we are a service-based economy, so there's a lot of BPOs that rely on sustainability of this power to be able to continue on their activities. No? For Aklan and Boracay, these are mostly tourist-based. So again, power is a necessity for them to operate and sustain their businesses. Iloilo and Capiz are agribusiness, so they need power to be able to process all the raw materials to be able to produce. We are estimating that for Iloilo City and province alone, we are losing around 1.1 to 1.2 billion pesos each day. For the whole island, including Guimaras, it's at around 1.8 billion. So businesses cannot go full blast. No? We were supposed to continue with our business activities, but since January 2, we cannot.
Wow.
We are still waiting for the resumption or the power to be sustained and back to normal.
These are indeed massive losses, no, in the billions of pesos, which could also cripple a lot of businesses in Guimaras and Panay Island. And do you think, Engineer, this situation of electric problems and power failures could impact the overall economy and hinder the city's job creation efforts, and also as well the credibility of the islands as an investment destination for foreign investors?
Indeed, it can. Western Visayas is the highest GDP growth in the country at close to 10%. No? And having these two episodes of 3-day power outage in a year is not something that potential investors are going to disregard in deciding to put up their businesses or expand here. A lot of BPOs are wanting to invest here, but with these issues that keeps cropping up, we fear that they may consider other sites aside from Iloilo and the neighboring provinces in island of Panay.
Well, not only
this indeed.
And not only Western Visayas, even Luzon. I mean, last year, exactly a year ago, Engineer Terence, we had this major power failure at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, which is a major gateway of the country to the world, right? I mean, if we have these frequent power outages, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, what will foreign investors think of the Philippines? How will they look at the Philippines as a major investment hub compared to our ASEAN neighbors?
Yes, indeed. And this is something that it is not happening in other countries, especially in ASEAN, but it's becoming a normal occurrence in the Philippines. No? And this needs to, the root cause of these issues needs to be investigated properly, and proper investment in terms of generation and redundancy in the grid should be considered. It takes 2 to 3 years for plants to be constructed, and for the Visayas grid, we do not see any concrete plans for now, and that is something that should be considered seriously, you know, because this can curtail our growth, especially in this area, in this region, I mean.
So what corrective actions should be promptly implemented so this won't happen again? It seems like, with what you're saying, Engineer, we don't have any forward planning. There's no proactive actions to be able to anticipate problems when they happen.
The April 2023 massive outage was already investigated. There is a study that was made, in 16 pages in all. There was a recommendation to be implemented, standard operating procedures, preventive measures, and long-term recommendations. So I think it is something that needs to be restudied again, because the recommendations are there. Were these followed or not? We do not know, because this happened again. So this is something that, again, is a unnecessary burden to the people of Panay and Guimaras.
These are just recommendations. These are on paper. What needs to be done is to take action and implement these recommendations for the good of the people and for the good of the Philippine economy. Iloilo Economic Development Foundation Chairman Terence Uygongco joining us from Iloilo City. Thank you so much for your insights.